Hello everyone, friends! You're on the Crypto Deal channel and we have a new episode of Crypto News. January started off actively and now we're caught between fear and hope. The crypto market is currently in a very interesting yet tense phase. On one hand, we're far from panicking as we were during the sharp crashes. On the other, we still haven't shifted into a full-blown bull momentum, and investors are currently divided into two camps. The first wait for growth and buy promising coins. The second, take profits and move to stables, fearing new pressure. And against this backdrop of uncertainty, several important events occurred that are being actively discussed in the crypto community. We'll break down the most important news of the crypto world. So now, get comfortable and let's see what interesting things I've prepared. Before we start, I want to share an interesting tool. If you work with crypto, you've definitely faced the multi-account problem. Bans, restrictions, sudden checks, account losses, especially when multiple accounts are running from a single device. I've been there too. Accounts were lost simply because the platform sees the same browser fingerprint, even if the IPs are different. At some point, it became clear that without an anti-detect browser, it's impossible to work normally. After looking at various options, I decided to go with 𝗬𝗪, mainly because it offers free browser profiles so you can safely test everything without any risk. And honestly, the result turned out better than I expected. 𝗬𝗪 lets you run each account in a separate browser profile with its own fingerprint, canvas, WebGL, fonts, resolution, and the feeling that each account is a separate device. 𝗬𝗪 helps you safely manage multiple accounts, separate work environments for different tasks, and not worry about accounts being linked. Plus, there's a handy automation tool, a robot for routine actions, an API for more advanced scenarios, and a synchronizer feature that lets you manage multiple windows at once without code or extra hassle. And I'll leave all the info below the video. The most important news of the past few days can definitely be called the struggle between Trump and the Fed. The Fed isn't lowering the key rate, as Trump wants them to. And against this backdrop, the US dollar is falling, while gold and silver prices are rising. And all of this can't help but affect crypto and Bitcoin. And Bitcoin has been holding around key levels for the past week, but outflows from ETFs are continuing. Bitcoin has been trading without sharp movements lately, staying around 91,000. It looks calm on the chart, however. Analysts are sounding the alarm. Large investment funds are currently withdrawing their money from Bitcoin exchange-traded funds, or ETFs. This could potentially signal a decline in investor interest and may also create price pressure on Bitcoin soon. In the end, over $300 million left the ETFs. Morgan Stanley, a major US bank, filed documents to launch two new ETFs, one for Bitcoin, the other for Solana. And this could be a good signal of support for cryptocurrencies and will expand large investors' access to digital assets. What does all this mean in plain language? Bitcoin is now ceasing to be the sole center of capital attraction. But it's not critical. It's more about a redistribution. Interest has flowed into altcoins. Funds are leaving Bitcoin and Ethereum. Another interesting point that many people underestimate, we're used to Bitcoin's dominance, followed by Ethereum. But large crypto funds this week withdrew $454 million from traditional assets like Ethereum and Bitcoin, while increasing positions in altcoins such as XRP, Solana, 𝗬𝗪, and Chainlink. Why is this mainly happening? Altcoins are increasingly seen as a zone of potential growth. Of course, it's not alt season, but if things go well, it's its early stage, maybe. And most importantly, we're not talking about some random shitcoins, but about projects with infrastructure, an ecosystem, and, of course, real-world utility. And one of those assets is XRP. So XRP is back in the spotlight once again. The token has seen a significant price increase, and right now its growth is notably outperforming Bitcoin and Ethereum. The coin is showing much stronger momentum than the market as a whole. And there's an explanation for this. The main reason is the inflow into spot XRP ETFs, which got a positive response from investors and managed to attract millions of dollars, which in turn drives the growth of the XRP coin itself and strengthens its position among other altcoins. The total market capitalization of meme coins plummeted by $100 billion in 2025. CoinGecko summarized the results for meme coins, and in their report, the authors stated that the end of the latest meme season occurred at the beginning of 2025. Since the launch of the memecoin from Donald Trump's team, prices and trading volumes in meme tokens have been falling almost non-stop throughout the entire year. The report's authors traced the entire history of memecoins, starting from the launch of Dogecoin in 2013, and the bulk of the market cap is still concentrated in the old-timers like Dogecoin, Shiba, and of course, PP. Binance is preparing to list new tokens for January. The exchange announced a list of 11 candidates, including promising projects on Layer 2, AI, and, of course, GameFi. Historically, such announcements give coins a strong boost in the first 24 hours after listing. If we put it all together, we see the following. It's not a bear market, but it's not an unconditional bull trend either. In addition, there was a major sell-off of 𝗬𝗓 and a rise in Story. Agent 𝗬𝗓 dropped sharply by more than 75% in 24 hours. And all this after the hype surrounding the token unlocks. But Story, on the contrary, grew by more than 21% in the same period, significantly outperforming the overall market. Interest in this altcoin continues to grow, and with that, our episode is coming to an end. Be sure not to forget to join our community and write in the comments what topic you're waiting for in a new video and which coins you expect to grow. We'll wrap it up here. See you soon. I'm not saying goodbye.